In the vast landscape of human expression, very few art forms rival the depth and complexity of acting. From the ancient theaters of Greece to the silver screens of Hollywood, the evolution of acting has mirrored the evolution of society itself, reflecting its values, aspirations, and struggles. Acting is as old as civilization itself, evolving from the rituals of ancient cultures like Greece in 530 BC to the refined performances of the Renaissance. Characters came to life on stage, embodying the hopes, fears, and passions of humanity, of course, over-dramatized. A little fun fact about acting in the period of the ancient Greeks is that the word hypocrite is originally a Greek compound word spelled with a K instead of a C. This word hypocrite was used in ancient Greece to refer to actors or a stage player. Really, it meant an interpreter from underneath. Actors are really just people who pretend to be someone they're not to get a point across. With the dawn of cinema, acting found new avenues of expression. Silent films necessitated exaggerated physical acting for narrative and emotional portrayals of profound stories. Stars like Charlie Chaplin, for instance, captivated audiences with his expressive gestures and comedic timing, setting the stage for the golden age of Hollywood. However, the transition from stage to screen posed challenges for actors. Early screen performances mimicked theater styles with exaggerated expressions and gestures. Silent era and golden age performances often lacked subtlety, aiming for theatrical impact rather than intimacy with the camera. Even down to the adoption of the mid-Atlantic accent, a cultivated blend of American and British pronunciation, was formed to exaggerate on-screen performances and dialogue, eventually becoming synonymous with sophistication. Despite the dominance of theatrical style, a new approach to acting emerged at the end of the 19th century, the Stanislavski method. Originating in Russia, this emotionally oriented approach encouraged actors to rely on their own emotional experiences to guide their performances. It was more inward-looking, internal, and improvisational compared to what was being taught in the classical acting schools at the time. Another thing to consider when revisiting the evolution of acting was vaudeville, which became very popular in the early 20th century as films began undergoing the transition from silent to audible. Vaudeville, with its wide-ranged mix of acts, played a pivotal role in standardizing entertainment, encouraging diverse performance styles. This melting pot of talents influenced acting by encouraging experimentation, improvisation, and the development of comedic timing, enhancing the resourcefulness of actors across various genres and mediums. Vaudeville's emphasis on direct engagement with audiences also honed performers' abilities to captivate and connect, laying foundations for modern theatrical techniques. Synonymous to vaudeville acting, the circus played a significant role in acting by pioneering new forms of physical expression and storytelling. Through extravagant performances, circus artists developed techniques in movement, mime, and characterization that influenced traditional theatrical practices. This cross-pollination between circus and theater ultimately enriched the actor's toolkit, expanding the boundaries of performance art. As time went on, the rise of animation took flight in the late 1920s, as producers and filmmakers like Walt Disney were able to breathe life into drawings, experimenting with silly sound effects, different art styles, and even more exaggerated voice acting. Disney himself voiced the original Mickey Mouse, with many more of his own original characters. Voice acting is a whole other field of method acting. It's such a complex art, with one of the most important strategies to bring each animated character to life being the physical embodiment of each character. The actor must become the character more than just with his or her voice.
Oh, it's you, huh?
Yeah, it's me, I guess.
All alone, without your dog.
Yeah, all alone.
You know, I used to have a little cat once, and when it was left all alone, it'd cry, meow.
We fooled him.
Oh, yeah? Hey, you! Did you see a mutt and a little runt around here?
Yeah, they went.
They went that way. Thanks, conductor. Conductor? What, that's me!
Looking back at the Stanislavski method, this method gained a ton of popularity in the 1930s and 40s, especially in New York with Lee Strasberg and in the Actors Studio. Famous proponents like Marlon Brando epitomized his principles, known for his emotionally raw and naturalistic performances. Method actors, including Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Sally Field, prioritized emotional truth over adherence to the script, sometimes to the detriment of the original text. The method's influence still persists today in contemporary acting with variations like the Meisner technique, a method pursued by actors such as Daniel Day-Lewis, Charlize Theron, and Joaquin Phoenix. It pushed all actors toward greater realism and naturalism, regardless of their training background. Yet acting for cinema presents unique challenges in itself. Movie stars leveraging their celebrity status often overshadow the characters they portray, affecting audience perceptions. The dilemma of the movie star lies in balancing celebrity with portraying authentic characters, sometimes challenging audience immersion. On the other hand, character actors, less burdened by fame, can immerse themselves more deeply in roles, enhancing the narrative's authenticity. The distinction between movie stars and character actors is somewhat arbitrary, influenced by fame and recognition. However, both contribute to the rich tapestry of cinematic storytelling, each bringing their own strengths and nuances to the characters they inhabit. Of course, with the technological innovations regarding film equipment, editing software, techniques, and new forms of sound in film, acting has become much easier to execute. With newer innovations such as CGI, audio mixing, color grading, special effects, and so much more, it is easier to take for granted the beauty and nuance of the origin of acting. While we do have the ability and power to improve film altogether, sometimes it's important to look back at where acting and filmmaking came from and the effect it had on audiences who truly, truly appreciated the art. As we reflect on the evolution of acting, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The journey is far from over. With each performance, each role, the art of acting continues to unfold, revealing new truths about ourselves and the world that we inhabit.